Hello everybody, thank you for watching today's video. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, I invite you to do so. In today's video, I'm going over the cost of applying for a teaching position in the US when you do it with the help of a placement agency as opposed to doing it on your own, which means direct hire. As I do today's vlog, I'm going to refer to my notes because there are many figures involved and I don't want to miss anything. So whether you do direct hire or with the help of an agency, there are some expenses that you will really pay on your own, such as visa, passport, your documents like your birth certificate, marriage certificate if it applies to you, and many other things. Okay, the only difference between the two is that when you do direct hire, obviously you don't have to pay for a placement fee, which is a huge amount of money. The comparison I'm doing for today is only about J1 visa. I don't know much about H1B, but I'm guessing there are some similarities when you do your application on H1B. But for today, it's just about J1 visa. The biggest difference between the two is the placement agency that would cost from 300,000 to 800,000 pesos that you will pay for a year on salary deduction when you are already in the US. So that's the first one. If you do direct hire, then you don't have to pay for any placement fee. But if you do have an agency, then you will prepare from 300,000 to 800,000 pesos. Orientation fee, if you do direct hire, there's none, and for placement agency they ask for $50, so that's 2,900 pesos. Passport standards, I have here passport and visa both in standard because there's also an expedited version. So if you do the standard passport application, that will cost 900 pesos. And for the visa, it will be 9,300 pesos. For airfare, most visa sponsors would take care of the airfare. Some would take care part of it only. So if you do placement agency, obviously they will not take care of it, right? Because they're placement agency, they're not your employers, they're not your visa sponsor. So you should prepare about 50,000 pesos for your airfare. Then the FCE, or Foreign Credential Evaluation. So there are many accredited companies for FCE. Some schools would require a certain FCE service provider. So it's important that you ask, or you can ask in groups, whatever. I mean, Facebook groups, whatever is commonly used when they do their FCE. But it will cost you around 9,000. If you do direct hire, some visa sponsors are also taking care of this one. Another one that you have to pay for is the service fee, which is 11,000. Again, for some visa sponsors, they take care of this cost. So that's another free thing for you if you do direct hire. Now, show money is a huge amount, but I have this highlighted because it's show money. This is not something that they will ask you to pay to them, to give to them. So it's something that you can keep, but you have to have in your bank account. So this show money is a proof that you can sustain yourself while you are participating in the program, especially during the beginning when you go there. You have to spend for so many expenses, right? So this show money is something that you can use for your allowance. So I have this highlighted yellow. Even if this is part of the expenses, this is something that they will not take from you. You're going to keep this. Now the fee for the CFO EVP, that's because J1 visa is not like a working visa, so we are not under POEA. So others would pay for POEA fees, but for J1 visa is with the CFO EVP, and that's 490 pesos. If you don't have your transcript of record yet, you have to have the copy, original, or a certified true copy of your TOR. For my school, it has cost me 800 pesos. So obviously this one, the cost depends on your university. And travel tax, you will pay at the airport 1,620. Diploma, if you don't have it, then you have to have a copy, which is 350. Again, this is something that is variable. It depends on your school, how much they will ask you to pay for a copy of your diploma. You have to have your NBI. I realize that the cost of the NBI certification depends. You know, there are fixers, there's regular ones, but when I did mine, it's 200 pesos. And then birth certificate, PSA is 330. Driver's license, so for non-professional, if you apply for that, it's 4,500 pesos. But when you do this driver's license, remember, there are many other things they will ask you for. They will also need your birth certificate. If you don't have EXA, then that's another expense for you. Medical certificate. So again, driver's license would cost you around 4,500 pesos. So if you are not a driver yet, then you have to pay for your driving school fee, right? So it could cost you from 15,000 to I don't know how much. But you can have it also for free if you have some relatives who would volunteer to help you learn how to drive. That's my list. You will see that on this table, comparing between direct hire and with the help of placement agency. So the cost for when you do direct hire would be 183,490 based on our list. And it could be lower because, like I said, some of these are covered by the visa sponsors, so some of these can be free for you. But for placement agency, it would cost you from 521,390 to 1,021,390 pesos. So you see huge amount. That is why I am advocating direct hire. But if you have funds, then it should be fine. So just disclaimer, there are many other expenses that you may have to pay, especially when you get there in the US. So these things that we have talked about, they are just, you know, the application cost. You're not in the US yet, because, you know, when you go there, you have to also buy your luggage that should be TSA approved. So also when you do your documentations, you have to spend money for your transportation. What if you're coming from the province, right? So it would cost much more. You also have to prepare for additional costs if you are going there with your J2 dependents, right? Because then you have to pay for their visa as well, their airfare as well. So our computation is just for one person. That's the J1 visa teacher. So no J2 dependents coming with a teacher. There are more expenses also when you arrive in the US. You have to pay for your apartment, for your car, insurance, food, phone, fingerprinting costs if the district will not shoulder that. So there you have an idea now how much it will cost you if you do direct hire, and when you do the application with the help of placement agency. So teachers, it will cost you a lot if you seek the service of placement agency when you can do it on your own through direct hire. I have a video on how to do direct hire. If you have not seen that, I suggest you go to my playlist, look for that video. I have other videos as well, like what are the requirements that you need to turn in if you're applying for J1. I have a video about J2, etc. So if you like contents like this, I suggest for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not done so yet. Thank you for watching today's video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.